All right, so let's just address the elephant in the room. I don't know. My podcast was selected to have advertisements on it, so most likely you just heard an advertisement before I started speaking. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work. They might insert a fucking ad in the middle of my podcast. I'm not really sure. Just keep in mind that if the ad that just played, assuming one did, was for like Jethro's Jack Off Juice or some shit, I didn't fucking endorse that. Um, you know, what I'd prefer, like if they really wanted me to have advertisers on this podcast, which I'm not really sure why, because it's not like my podcast is huge. Um, I would prefer that it just I get to do the reads. I always wanted to fucking do that. So advertisers, if you are listening to this, I will be happy to advertise your fucking product. You just gotta you gotta let me do it. But anyway, so my apologies if you're like already annoyed, like what the fuck? I don't I didn't tune into this to listen to fucking an advertisement for fucking Dawn dish soap or whatever. I mean, I get it. But apparently, I don't know. I was one of the lucky fucking people to be selected. I don't know. I'm going to assume that it's not just me. They like to make you think that you're part of this like exclusive crowd of, lucky fucking winners or whatever. And, it's most likely all podcasts, at least on Podbean, which is the one of the podcasting websites that I upload this podcast to. So I don't know. I hopefully it's not annoying. Hopefully it didn't play for fucking 2 or 3 minutes or whatever. Hopefully it was pretty short. But if you're already annoyed, my apologies. And just fair warning, they're probably going to interrupt the podcast midway through, and there might be one at the end. Just do me a favor. Just don't fucking click off the podcast because you're annoyed with that shit. I get it. I 100% get it. But, here's a little chance for me to I mean, I don't know. I think they're going to fucking give me money for it. I'm not really sure. Again, I don't know why they selected my podcast. I'm nowhere near, I don't know. If you were probably to go to podbean.com and look for my podcast, I think you probably have a difficult time finding it. That's how small this is. But, who knows? Maybe this is the opportunity to fucking grow it even more. So, please don't fucking turn off the podcast because, some advertisement for fucking, I don't know, Home Depot or some shit comes on. Because, like I said, I didn't approve who fucking advertisement. They're not running it by me first. So I have no idea, who's going to fucking be advertising. And, most likely they're going to realize that I say fuck about every other word. And, they're going to be like, I don't really want to be associated with that guy. So you probably won't have to put up with it for very long. But anyway, also, I know a lot of you are probably like, well, what the fuck happened on Tuesday? Cunty McFuckface. Which, by the way, I'm considering changing my name to that because I get that a lot in emails and direct messages. It's usually, dear Cunty McFuckface. But yeah, on Tuesday, or actually it's been the last couple of weeks, I've only given you guys like one podcast, and it's fucking midterm time at fucking school, so I have been busy with that. So, but the last one was yesterday, so I should be able to resume my normal podcasting schedule starting next week. Which, for those of you that are new to the podcast, I usually do a couple of these a week, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays, occasionally a Friday. And if it is your first time listening to this podcast and you're annoyed by the advertisements, I will apologize as well to you. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're going to toss me a couple of nickels. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to fucking work. So just bear with me. Like I said, because I say fuck and cunt a lot, chances are they won't be advertising with me for very long. But, you know, who knows? Ugh. So there is so much going on. I'm not even sure which topic I even want to discuss. I mean, the sexual scandals or whatever, harassment, that is just turned into a whole other animal at this point. I mean, it went from women getting, you know, having to witness a fat balding Jewish guy masturbate into a fucking potted plant to now there's guys coming out talking about you know, studio execs grabbing their junk. The most surprising one for me is Kevin Spacey, the guy that plays the lead in House of Cards. I guess there are, like, you know, lines of dudes that are coming forward and being like, you know, he grabbed my junk, or he made some comment or whatever. I think it has officially, is that what I said? It sounded like I said officially. Whatever. It has gotten out of control, hasn't it? I mean, everybody's a creep now. Because it doesn't seem to. I mean, it's hitting every single market, right? It's in Hollywood. It's in music. Apparently, Joe Biden, the ex vice president, is known for like fondling children. It's happening everywhere. And I don't know. I mean, you know, like, it actually makes me feel bad for a couple of weeks ago when I was going back and forth with some lady over the Me Too, you know. I mean, I still hold firm to my position, but I feel like, you know what, I probably should have just, I mean, I didn't realize it was this fucking bad. You know, that basically no one is fucking safe in any industry whatsoever. You know, maybe I shouldn't have gone so hard on her, but, you know, I don't know. The last I checked, they were still, you know, there was still a couple of, you know, back and forth tweets going on. I don't know. I mean, I haven't, you know, I don't pay attention to it anymore. And the number of tweets and direct messages from that exchange has died down dramatically. But there's still, there's still a few people that are kind of keeping it alive. But, you know, I mostly just ignore it. But yeah, I mean, it's fucking, like, I don't know. Can I trust the fucking guy at the gas station? Is he gonna grab my junk? It just seems like everybody. I mean, it started a long time ago with teachers, right? Well, actually, it kind of started a long time ago with, like, I don't know, fucking the ice cream man or some shit. You know, that fucking little van he drives around in. You know, it starts with that, and then it's teachers, and, you know, it's, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's like, I mean, it's interesting, it's frightening, and at the same time, I'm kind of fucking sick of it. I'm sick of hearing about how everybody is basically a fucking creep. You know, and it seems like everybody is falling. There doesn't seem to be any. What I'm kind of waiting for, though, which doesn't seem to be emerging, are the guys that are going to complain about the women that do inappropriate stuff. And they're out there. They're 100% out there. I did, I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast or if it was on Twitter. I don't remember which, but, you know, like, women can be predators too. Now, usually they're a different kind of predator, right? They're usually not a sexual predator. They're more, I mean, and before I go any further and sound like an even bigger idiot, I'm not saying all women, okay? Most women are absolute angels, but there are some out there Just like, I mean, to clarify even more, yeah, there are some guys that out there are just creeps. They're predators. They're animals. They're disgusting. But most men are pretty decent. At least the ones that I've met. I mean, obviously I haven't met every single man, but this assumption that we're all just leches waiting for our opportunity to grab a booty or a boob or, sniff your hair or some shit. Like I'm not buying into that. But to go back to what I was saying is that there are women predators, and usually it's not sexual predators. It's more like, oh, you make a shit ton of money. Okay, I will, I'll marry you, get a couple of kids out of you, and then, when the marriage goes sour as it usually does, I'll now demand, half of your shit. And I know that the ladies out there are like, oh, well, it's deserved. But really, is it really always deserved? Did Kobe Bryant's ex-wife, or are they married still? I don't know. I mean, does she deserve half of his shit, even though she never fucking sunk a jump shot? Did Tiger Woods' wife or ex-wife deserve half of his shit? Even though she's probably never set foot on a fucking golf course, never won the Masters. I know that some are going to be like, well, she supported his. How? If she's supporting his career, right? Because that's usually what women will say, right? That, oh, I gave up a promising career at working at fucking Macy's to sit home with your kids and the nanny, while you were out there on the court or on the links. Is that what they call the golf course? It just, I mean, if it's just like, well, I was fucking here when you came home at night. If that qualifies as, a reason to receive half of a millionaire's money, then I guess, coming into work at if you work for a corporation that technically that entitles you to half of their fucking profits because you were there. And I mean, at least in that fucking situation, you were actually doing something. You didn't just like show up and sit around and, fucking do yoga. So it's just, so there are predators. Now, yeah, granted, some women do give up promising careers so that they can stand behind their man, and it just so happens that man happens to hit a fucking gold mine and they're rich. But somebody please explain to me people like Anna Nicole Smith that married a guy that was like 113, who just so happened to be a billionaire. Tell me, was she really in love with that guy because every now and then she'd take a fucking photo kissing that old coot? It's just women, you guys need to, I don't know how this podcast turned into, it's all women's fault. I'm not saying it's all women's fault. I'm just saying that, can you at least acknowledge that there are women predators out there? And I'm just waiting for some guys to just be like, hey, this lady fucking took me for all my or for most of my shit, or she grabbed my balls, or I don't know, put her fingers in my hair. It's just, women are just, I mean, I've seen women at like like nightclubs and shit that have had a little too much alcohol in their system, and they're fawning all over some dude. Don't act like we're the only ones that do this shit. I don't know. I mean, you can't tell me that Meryl Streep hasn't, at some time during her career fucking grabbed a dude's ass. It's just, I don't know. For me, it's getting out of hand. Yes, Hollywood is filled with fucking creeps. The only thing that really I think should be focused on at this point is all of the children that have been messed with. I'm not saying that, ladies that, had to watch some guy fucking, I don't know, stick a fucking finger up his ass and, give you a wet willy is not, is not important. It is important, and I feel for you, but, some of these women, no, I'm not even gonna say that shit because then I'm gonna be accused of victim blaming, just that there's some out there that do this shit just so they can get a step up, which sucks. It absolutely fucking sucks that you'd even have to do that shit, and that definitely needs to change. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to finish that fucking statement. Just I think right now the more important thing is the children that happen to be around all of these fucking creeps, whether it's in the music industry, the movie industry, television, or even fucking the government, because apparently the government is fucking ripe with fucking creeps. So I don't know. It's just I mean, I don't know about you. I'm sick of fucking hearing about it. Mostly because it's horrific knowing that, I mean, people that you fucking had respect for, like, I mean, to go back to Kevin Spacey, right? It was, like, I fucking love House of Cards. Absolutely love that fucking movie. Hell, I even loved that TV show. Fuck, I loved when he was in fucking K-Pax, a ridiculously stupid fucking movie. I'm definitely, or I was definitely, I don't know if my fan, I'm still a fan. I mean, fuck, he still, has the fucking acting chops. It's kind of like heartbreaking, and it's like, fuck, man, you're fucking grabbing dudes and shit. Like, what, I'll never understand that mentality. I get that for some, it's a power trip, right? It's like, oh, like the Harvey fucking Weinstein guy. I 100% understand that for him, it's not about anything other than I hold fucking power over you, so you will give me or do for me whatever I want. I get that, but when it's just like what kind of a fucking sicko? I don't know. I mean, it's passing fucking judgment, but I feel like like maybe I ought to fucking build an underground bunker or some shit. I don't know. What else is going on in the fucking world? This shit with Hillary Clinton. I think somebody's about to fucking knock on my damn door or ring my fucking doorbell, but I'm not answering it because I'm 100% sure they are talking about the Lord. And yep, see, there you go. And I have no fucking interest in listening to that. It's hard to not be a fucking cunt to these people. I mean, I won't, I mean, I understand that they feel like their duty is to, be the fucking mouthpiece of the Lord or whatever, but it's just like, where in the fucking Bible or the Quran or the whatever the fuck does it say go out and fucking harass people? Or not really harass. I mean, I don't know if you'd qualify it as harassing, but go out and recruit. Wouldn't it be more legitimate that if I decided that I was gonna believe in the bearded baby and the fucking magic man in the sky? Wouldn't it be better if I came to them on my own rather than having somebody knock at my door and give me a copy of fucking was it Hightower or fucking Highlight? What is it? What is that shit? The Watchtower. Highlight is like isn't that like the kids' book? I don't know. That whole shit threw my fucking my train of thought off. My apologies. But what's going on with our government? For those of you that haven't been paying attention, I know there's been a lot going on, especially with the whole fucking Russia and Hillary Clinton's connection to it, and the fact that the Russian narrative is, I mean, it already disintegrated a long time ago. I think it's suddenly dawning on like the hardcore Hillary supporters and establishment Democrat supporters. I think it's finally, it's getting to a point where it's like, all right, this was all bullshit. But I don't really want to fucking talk about that. I mean, it's ridiculous. And if you're one of these people that assumes that, that it's okay for Hillary to pay for opposition research against Trump using fucking Russian intelligence, it's okay for her, but if Trump does it, it's fucking treason or whatever. I mean, if you're one of these people, then you're kind of a fucking idiot. So, but I don't know. The thing that that has bugged me that's happened in the last couple of weeks is Trump's removal of the Consumer Protection Act. For those of you that are like, well, what the fuck is that? Basically, what he did away with is he got rid of consumers' ability to sort of band together and form a class action suit against the banking industry, which is the only real way to actually confront these fucking multi-billionaire or multi-billion fucking dollar corporations, is if you come if you come at them as a group, united behind one thing of, give us back our fucking money or whatever, that's the only way you can stand up to the banks. Well, he got rid of people's ability to form class action suits, which means that if you get fucked over by the bank, you're in it by yourself, and good luck trying to fucking fight their team of fucking lawyers. Because they will fight you, even if it's for like $100 they will fight you tooth and nail. You'll go into tens of thousands of fucking debt before they'll ever give you that fucking $100 back. So, good luck with that. And it's weird that more people are not fucking upset about this. I mean, I know it's just a case of, it hasn't happened to me, so why should I fucking care? But that, that's always been the problem in this country. With both sides, whether it's Republicans or Democrats or fucking liberals or conservatives, there's always this, well, it's not fucking happened to me, so why the fuck should I care? Sort of a fucking stance that people take. But the problem is that, it could happen to anybody. Like the people that are firmly against fucking Medicare for all or, free healthcare or whatever, their argument is always, why should I have to pay for somebody else, or or I get good health care, or I'm fucking healthy, or some ridiculous fucking shit, right? That's their argument. It's basically, it's not happening to me, so therefore I don't want to fucking do it. But then, they're not even taking into consideration the fact that, maybe one day your family is hit with some sort of fucking medical fucking calamity, and that your insurance decides it doesn't want to fucking pay for. And then it's, and it can come down to life or death. Whether, I mean, there like a baby like a couple of weeks ago where the insurance company was like, it's going to cost too much to save this kid, so fuck him. People never think about, like, well, if I was in that situation, it would probably be helpful to me to not have to fucking go bankrupt, which is what happens to a lot of people, even people with fucking insurance. It fucking amuses, or doesn't amuse me, it fucking angers me, to be honest, how ridiculous people's positions on very important fucking policies are. Because it's always, I'm like, I get why they're rich and wealthy don't want to fucking do it, especially if they're getting, especially if their money is tied into fucking insurance, having everybody by the balls, or they're, part of the fucking pharmaceutical company, or they're getting fucking kickbacks. I get why they would be against it, but I will never understand why the average fucking Mo is like, fuck everybody else but me. To me, that's just, well, you assume that nothing is ever going to fucking go wrong in your life. It's basically like the teenagers that decide to fucking, street race, or fucking jump off, or, do like the fucking, what is that shit where they're running across the tops of fucking buildings doing flips and shit. It's just like that, where you think, I'm okay, like, it's not gonna happen to me, and then next thing you know, your fucking car is wrapped around the tree and you're in a fucking wheelchair for the rest of your goddamn life. It's that same sort of fucking thinking, that immature, I'm invincible, nothing bad will ever fucking happen, to me or my family. That's all it is. And it makes no sense why people would continue to want to pay for something that is inefficient at best. I don't get it. I'll never fucking understand it. And again, it's why I don't understand why people aren't as outraged about this Consumer Protection Act being fucking removed, or the people that are not upset about the fact that they're trying to get rid of net neutrality. I do not understand what is wrong with people. I don't get why they can't just put two and two together and realize that, unless you were born on fucking Krypton, you're not fucking invincible. Krypton. Didn't I on the last fucking podcast wasn't I going off on like how come his fucking parents didn't build a bigger ship? And it still fucking bugs me. It's like, just if you had time to build a ship, then fucking why not build a bigger one so that you and the entire family can fucking go? I mean, you just send your fucking baby out into the fucking out into the ether and hope for the fucking best? The fuck is that about? What sort of parenting is that? I don't know. You guys are not interested in my my fucking outrage at comics, but fucking Halloween just passed. How was your fucking Halloween? I took my kids to a pumpkin patch, not for Halloween, but to get pumpkins. It was before the actual day of Halloween, and I mean, this isn't the first time I've taken them. Like nowadays, the fucking pumpkin patches are, they got all these fucking slides and all this fun shit for kids to do. And I couldn't help but think, like, why isn't there any like fun, like pumpkin patches for adults? Why is everything fucking geared towards, kids? I mean, yeah, I get it. Kids are, they need to have fun, and this gives one of these fucking pumpkin patch companies the ability to charge a little extra, because you have to pay to go on the slides as well as pay for the fucking overpriced pumpkins. I get that, but like, why do they never do that for adults or for parents? I would love to fucking go down those slides. They look fun. But I can't do it because, they I don't know if it would support my weight. Most likely it could, and it's just a case of, the other parents are going to be like, what the fuck is that old man? And I'm not, did I just call myself an old man? Jesus. I don't know. Like, why is it that once you're past, I don't know, what's an acceptable age for you to still fucking play? Like once you're past about 15, it's no longer acceptable for you to really have any sort of fucking fun. I mean, you have other versions of fun, but you don't have like that carefree fucking fun. You don't have the same sort of fun that you have when you're like 10 and you're going down a fucking a slide, or you're jumping around a fucking one of these businesses that has all the fucking trampolines and shit. You don't have that sort of fun anymore. At least not without thinking, or at least considering that, if there are other adults around, that they're judging you. I mean, isn't it weird that we fucking judge each other even though we all want to fucking do that shit? We all want to fucking go on the slides and fucking, turn around in circles, and do silly shit. We all want to fucking do it. We all miss not being able to fucking do it. But then the minute one of us breaks the social norm, it's like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with that person? It's just, I'll never understand fucking, human behavior. At least when it comes to shit like that. It's just, why is it not okay for adults to have fun? Why does becoming an adult mean, you know what, for the rest of your fucking life, you're basically just waiting to die? You're just hoping that on your fucking trip towards death that you can at least, fucking own a Honda Civic, or, be able to fucking, take a trip to fucking Vegas. I don't know. It's just like anything else, right? What the fuck was I talking about? God. The fucking, I don't know. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. The reason that I got suddenly distracted is because I realized I just hit the 30-minute mark, and I'm pretty sure that another fucking advertisement just happened or will happen around this time, and I'm wondering, should I just shut up for a couple of seconds and, not be in the middle of a fucking thought? Or is it already too late? Has it already fucking happened? There's just so much pressure with fucking advertising. That's why I wish you would just let me read it. Just send me what you want me to fucking say, and I'll fucking say it. At least I can do it on my terms, and I can, when there are like lulls. Is that a word? Lull? A lull? L-U-L-L? When there's lulls in the fucking podcast, I'm going to be like, well, it's a great time to tell you about fucking Amazon.com or some fucking shit. It's just, I don't know. I need control of the advertising people. You got to send me the fucking copy. And at the same time, if you want me to read your shit, you got to be okay with cursing. It's only adults listening to this, right? There aren't children listening to this podcast. Adults curse all the time unless they're Amish, I guess. I don't know. I'm just upset that there aren't any fucking adult pumpkin patches. I just want to have fun. I want to have fun and not be judged. I enjoy, fucking getting together with people and, boozing it up and all that. That's it's a different kind of fun. I enjoy that. But every now and then, I want to fucking do something silly and not feel like a fucking weirdo. I want to go to the fucking park and go on the jungle gym and shit. Like, why can't they just build stuff for adults? You can have the kid stuff, there as well, but why the fuck can't adults have fun? Why is it that suddenly, you fucking turn, 25 and it's like, you gotta start preparing for fucking retirement. And your entire, focus in life becomes, well, I just don't want to be one of those fucking old people that, that are out there wearing like fucking, shoes that are 10 sizes too big with fucking baggy ass dirty pants because, and basically making a decision between, eating or, taking your meds and shit. Like, that's our only fucking plan. Once you become an adult, that becomes your focus. Just don't end up like one of those fucking people. I mean, is it no wonder that people lose their fucking shit and drive cars into crowds of people or fire fucking, automatic weapons into crowd? I mean, those things are all fucking horrific, but is it no wonder that this shit happens when when as an adult your entire fucking existence is based around just don't die in the fucking gutter. You know, don't be one of those fucking people that you see being wheeled around that, you know, look like they're silently fucking screaming. But what it really is that the muscles in their fucking face are just so worn out that they can't even close their mouth anymore. I don't know. All I'm saying is go outside and fucking do some cartwheels. You know? I don't know. If there are any children listening to this, and I don't know why you would be listening to this, of all the things out there. I mean, you got fucking YouTube. You got, I don't know. I don't even know who's fucking popular anymore. That's just how old I've gotten. You know, I'm not out of it. You know, I'm still fucking hip, man. But as far as like what kids are fucking, like the other day, I was driving with my daughter. I don't know if I said this on the last podcast, and if I did, I apologize. But she was talking about she really likes this fucking these groups. What is it? Fucking 21 Pilots. And there's like Sleeping with fucking Angels or some shit. I can't remember what the fucking name of it is. Sleeping with Sirens. That's what it's fucking called. You know, the music is, well, 21 Pilots is okay. But the Sleeping with Sirens, I don't know if I've actually heard any music from them. But she was talking about like some of her favorite songs. And one of those songs was called what the fuck, Bleeding Out or some shit. And I had a fucking old man moment. It was just like, bleeding out, like what the fuck, you know? And I mean, halfway through that, I was like, okay, so I'm officially old, you know, because the minute she said it, I was like, what kind of fucking crap is that? And you know, and I started considering like, oh, should I let her continue to listen to this? And it dawned on me almost instantly. It's like, all right, you're old. You're fucking old. You know? Because, I mean, some of the shit that I listened to as a kid, you know, I mean, in comparison to the types of music she likes, because she's really into to the fucking emo shit. You know, in comparison to some of the stuff that I used to listen to, and even some of the stuff that I listen to now, like you know, like, I mean, I like fucking hip hop and rap and, you know, some R&B, but, you know, I also like fucking death metal. You know, I don't know, there's something about it that it's just I don't know. You know, and they always have like really fucked up names. Like there's this one, what the fuck is it? It's like something like Brain Carnage or some shit. I can't remember. But, you know, I just, I don't know. It just dawned on me. It was like, okay, you're old. Because just the minute I heard that, I was like, bleeding, what kind of fucking name for a song is that? And it was just like in the middle of that thought, as I was saying that to her, I was just like, oh God, I've turned into an old man. You know, the other day, my son had his friends over, and his friend's mom was here. And I spent more time than anybody should talking about how much my knee hurt. And it was just like, you know, it's just moments like that where it's like, you know, like getting old fucking sucks. Because now, like, I've become one of those fucking people I'm talking about my aches and pains and shit. I'm judging fucking the names of songs. The other fucking, a couple of, you know, like a month ago, I was upset because a guy, you know, didn't pull up his goddamn pants. I have become a fucking old man. You know, which is why that's why the fucking pumpkin patch thing fucked with me. Because it's like, you know, why can't I have any fun anymore? Why have I become the guy that spends, you know, 15, 20 minutes talking about how his knee is fucked up and, you know, whether or not at some point I'm going to have it fucking replaced. And it's not even that fucking bad. It was like a little fucking sore. And it was probably sore because I was doing squats. But, you know, it didn't stop me from spending 15 minutes bitching about it. You know? It's just, I want to go outside and play fucking dodgeball. You know, I don't necessarily want to play what they call it, fucking smear the queer. I don't know if they call it that here on the fucking West Coast or not, but you know, for those of you that are like, what the fuck is that? That sounds oddly fucking homophobic. It really isn't. It's basically, you know, you have a football, and whoever is holding the fucking football, everybody tackles them. And they do their best to get away or whatever, but then, you know, when they get tackled, and if they happen to let go of the fucking ball, then the next person that grabs it, you know, gets tackled. Now, the whole reason that I assume it's called smear the queer is because there's always going to be some people in the fucking group that will avoid the ball at all costs because they just don't want to fucking be tackled. You know, like, I'm pretty much there now. Like, the idea of playing that type of shit, I don't want to do. Because it just says, you know, to me that says, you know what, you're going to be fucking sore for like the next 6 weeks and shit if you play that. You know. But fucking kickball? I mean, I play, you know, fucking catch and shit and, you know, work on stuff with my son because he's into baseball. But, you know, like, I don't know. I want to, you know, I don't know. Am I going through a midlife crisis? Am I about to buy a fucking Corvette? Should I get fucking hair plugs? Start wearing fucking silly looking sunglasses and smoking a cigar? I don't know. Oh, it's just, it fucking sucks. So, you know, if there are young people listening to this podcast, I'm not old, you know, at least the way that I'm making myself sound, I sound like I'm fucking ancient. You know, I'm only 40. You know, so I'm still young, but, you know, not, I don't know. I guess to somebody that's like fucking, I don't know, 18, I'm probably, you know, I'm damn near a fucking senior citizen, but, you know, I don't know. I'm one step away from, you know, standing on my fucking porch, shaking my fist at young people, and I don't know. Am I going to be one of those? I think I'm going to be one of those people that's like, you know, that go to the fucking grocery store and just hang out. Like I go, you know, in the morning I go to get fucking coffee and shit, and they just happen to have like, you know, fucking Starbucks or whatever. Although I'm done with Starbucks, simply because I found out that they use prison labor to I don't know if they're picking the fucking beans or whatever the fuck it is that they're doing. They're using prison labor to do it. Now, you know, there's going to be some people like, well, you know, what's so wrong with that? It gives the guys a chance to fucking, you know, get out of the jail or whatever the fuck it is. But the problem is it's just basically fucking slave labor. Because those guys at the end of the fucking work shift, they don't get to go home and fucking drink a beer and, I don't know, punch their wife in the eye. They go back to fucking prison. You know, it's fucking slave labor, and I don't want anything to fucking do with it. You know, McDonald's is guilty of this. Fucking, you know, hopefully they're not one of the advertisers, or else they're, you know, you're never gonna hear from them again. But you know, Wendy's as well, right? The place with the fucking, you know, the seemingly fucking sweet old man that, you know, Dave Thomas, although I think he's dead now, probably from eating too much of his own fucking food. But you know, he's using fucking prison labor. So I'm fucking done. I'm done with fucking. I didn't really eat at Wendy's anyway. So you know, if they are an advertisement and they decide to leave, you know, go fuck yourself. I don't care. I don't eat your fucking square burgers anyway. But you know, McDonald's, I mean, that's kind of I mean, I wasn't a huge McDonald's fucking fan or whatever, but, you know, their fries are pretty good. You know, they make a good fucking caramel latte occasionally. Although the last time I got one, it tasted like, I don't know, it tasted as if they had, like, squeezed fucking the coffee filter into, like, an old man's mouth, and then he like swished it around inside his mouth a couple of times and then spit it in the fucking cup. It just wasn't fucking good. But anyway, going back to my fucking story about old people, when I would go to Starbucks that happened to be in a Safeway, Um, some of the fucking Starbucks, they have this setup where you can actually sit there. Like they've tried to create like the fucking coffee house vibe, but it's really kind of fucking sad. And you just see like there's nothing but old people just hanging out, and a lot of the times they're not even hanging out together, they're just there. That's like, is that what happens when you get older? You don't have anywhere to fucking go, so you're like, you know what, I'll just go to the grocery store and I'll just fucking hang out. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't know. Who fucking does? Is there anybody out there like, yeah, you know what? I'm aspiring to fucking spend my days at Safeway drinking fucking Starbucks coffee. Nobody's fucking waiting for that. Are you guys getting the fucking iPhone X? Apparently there's people are fucking waiting in line for fucking days for this stupid fucking phone. I mean, I own an iPhone. But as I have mentioned in previous fucking podcasts, and it just, after this phone shits the bed, I'm done. I'm done with cell phones. Not just because it's Apple or whatever. I'm done with fucking cell phones. They all they do now is fucking act as a device that fucking distracts me no matter what situation I'm in. I'm fucking done with them. It just, to me, it doesn't seem, I don't know, it just doesn't seem fucking healthy to just be constantly fucking staring at some little fucking screen, and it's become like your entire life. Like the idea of not being able to fucking be without it actually causes some people fucking anxiety. And even when I say some people, that makes it seem like there's a lot of people who are just like, I don't give a fuck either way. The reality is most people are like that. If they don't have their phone, or they misplace it or whatever, they have like little miniature fucking panic attacks, and I don't think that that's fucking healthy. So, as far as the iPhone X, fuck that. I mean, the thing that bugs me about the iPhone X, I mean, I heard it's actually a fucking, supposed to be really fucking sweet. But the problem is that they're charging somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think it's somewhere between $900 and like $1,200 or $1,500, and I've heard some people even say it's gone up to like almost $2,000. The reason I won't be getting that fucking phone is because by doing so, you're basically telling Apple, you know what, I'll pay fucking anything for your little device. Which means the iPhone XI will probably be, $2,000 to $3,000 fucking dollars. And pretty soon it's gonna get so fucking ridiculous that pretty soon you're gonna actually have to fucking, it's gonna be like buying a car. You're gonna have to get financing and shit. I mean, I know you kind of do now, but it's gonna be like, I mean, can you really not foresee that at some point there's gonna be like a $10,000 fucking phone that supposedly does every fucking thing for you? And the fact that they're using like facial recognition now instead of the fucking fingerprint in order to open the phone, it just, I don't know, all of that's, I mean, even the fingerprint thing fucking creeps me the fuck out, because it's like, okay, basically I've just put my fucking fingerprint out there. Apple definitely has a copy of my fucking thumbprint, but the idea of now using fucking facial recognition so that your face is just basically in some database now, that, to me, that sounds fucking creepy. And the fact that there are people that are sitting outside of fucking Apple stores right now and fucking in their tents and shit, getting excited about an overpriced fucking device that will violate your privacy in every shape of the every shape and form, to me is insane. If it had been cheaper, I'd be like, all right, if it had been like the cost of the iPhone 7 Plus or whatever, previous fucking phones, then I'd say, all right, I get it. They do make a good fucking they do make good devices. I won't shit on Apple for that. The only thing I don't like about fucking iPhone and, just Apple in general is that people, they act as if that fucking having a half fucking bitten piece of fruit on their fucking gadgets somehow makes them more, I don't know, fucking reformed or whatever. That somehow you're a better person because you own the new fucking whatever. That's what I don't like about fucking Apple. Aside from the fact that it's the iPhone's easy to fucking use, but the MacBook is just I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking there. But where was I going with this? I mean, I'm just fucking bitching at this point. But I don't know. I think it's fucking crazy that people they'll pay fucking anything just so they can have the latest fucking thing. And I mean, from what I understand, like as far as the iPhone 8, it's basically the 7 Plus just with a better fucking camera. So you're gonna pay more money for something that is basically the fucking same. To me that's insane. And the iPhone X, the fact that it's going to cost, it's guaranteed to cost you $1,000, and that's probably going to be, it's definitely going to cost upwards of $1,000. It's not like, like the cutoff is $1,000. It's not going to get any higher. I'm guessing that your total fucking cost is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood between $1,200 to $1,500. The fact that you're basically telling Apple, yeah, I'll pay that. You're basically just saying, you know what? Go ahead, Apple, go nuts. The next fucking phone, you want to charge $3,000 for it? I'll buy it, sure. Then after that, it'll be fucking 5, 6, 7, 10. I mean, at some point, people have to just stop with the I need the latest and greatest fucking gadgetry. Because as far as I know, most people use their phones for a couple of things. To make phone calls, which apparently now is extremely rare, being that everybody texts. They use it to take, a picture or two, usually of shit that's not fucking important. They check email, and they go on social media. These are all things that can be done on any fucking phone. The fact that you're going to now hand over, $1,200 to $1,500 to Apple because of, it's the new fucking thing and it's got that, it's got that Apple on it. I don't know. You're setting a bad precedent. I mean, yeah, it might be a fucking fantastic phone. It might be the world's greatest fucking phone ever created. It still isn't gonna be worth fucking $1,200 to $1,500. It still isn't. I think what I paid for my 7 Plus, even that I felt is too fucking much. But I don't know. You buy whatever the fuck you want to buy, but I'm just saying that you're setting a very bad fucking precedent. Because you don't think that they're going to pay attention to this. You don't think that this is just a test of, well, let's see how much we can get these dipshits to pay. You don't think that that's what it is? You really think that they've put some new fancy shit in there that really just makes this phone, you have to charge this much, even though it costs probably like fucking 12 cents to make. It's just basically let me see how much money I can get these fucking dopes to pay. I don't know. Yeah. You do what you want to do. I'm not with you there, I'm just not fucking with you there. I was talking to my neighbor about politics, which is, it's not really a good fucking idea, just because, people have their, they have their different fucking teams and shit, and this guy is like, I don't know if he voted for Trump, but he's definitely Republican, right? And we were talking about just the fucking sad state of affairs the country is in at this point. And he was just like, oh, I don't, I was never a fan of fucking Obama and Hillary. And it's like, well, neither was I, neither was I. I mean, at first I was all on board with Obama, but, after about 2010, I was just like, all right, I'm out. Maybe even earlier than that. Maybe, well, yeah, it's about 2010 where I was just like, okay, this guy he's not going to do any of the shit that he fucking said he was going to do. But, I'm curious, as always, of, why people don't like fucking Obama or well, really, it's Obama. I get why people don't like fucking Hillary. But, it's interesting because, there are some people that legitimately have a reason to dislike Obama. His fucking entire two fucking terms was spent basically sucking corporate cock. He didn't do any of the shit that he fucking said he was gonna do. He expanded the two wars, or the two fucking illegal wars we were already in, into about 7. He did a lot of fucked up shit. But when you ask people, or some people, about why they don't like Obama, it's like their answers are never, it's like, I mean, not all people, but, a lot of people, their answers are really not based on anything that I would, and I know that of course, my opinion matters about as much as, the sound a fucking squirrel makes when it farts. But, it just, I don't know, like a lot of people, they don't seem to understand why it's not okay to like Barack Obama, or to be upset with his fucking tenure in the White House. A lot of people, they make it seem like, oh, he fucking it's this or that, and what it really kind of boils down to, especially with with people that are a little bit on the racist side, it really just sort of boils down to the fact that he was black. Not always, but a lot of times that is, I mean, people will never fucking admit it. They will never say that the reason that they don't like the guy is because he's black. But it becomes very obvious, especially the Trump supporters, right? That are, and I'm not trying to shit on Trump supporters. I get why you fucking voted for the guy. And I've said in previous podcasts that even though I fucking hate the fact that he's president, his being elected has been beneficial as far as just opening people's eyes to how fucked up this country is. But when you ask people that voted for Trump, that never would have fucking voted for Barack Obama, they'll say things about what Obama did during his presidency, but then completely be okay with that exact same shit with Trump, right? So it just sort of becomes obvious that it's like, okay, so it's really just because he's black. You can say that, oh, I didn't like the fact that he, I don't know, he fucking bailed out the banks, or had fucking Goldman Sachs people in his fucking administration. And it's like, well, okay, that's a good, that is a legitimate reason to dislike him. But it's like, okay, so you don't like, so then you must have a problem with the fact that Goldman Sachs people are in Trump's cabinet, right? And that there's no denying that if the banks needed to be bailed out, that there's no denying that Trump would absolutely fucking do it. I don't know. I mean, what the fuck am I talking about? It fucking amuses me that the level that people they'll lie to themselves, or they'll be in denial about why they don't like, a particular fucking group, or candidate. I mean, I don't like Trump because the guy is full of shit. He ran his entire fucking campaign on bullshit. He told people what they wanted to hear, which is why I understand why people voted for him. But as far as keeping any of those promises, aside from, I don't know, basically being a bigot to certain groups, he hasn't kept any of them. The fact that he kept trying to to fuck over people's insurance coverage. The fact that he's trying to that his new tax plan is it's basically it's the typical fucking Russian where did that come from, Republican tax plan of basically give the rich more money and lie and say that will result in trickle down economics, and that you'll be enriched, that somehow it's a benefit for you if they give all the money to the people that don't fucking need it, and that somehow that's going to magically turn into jobs and more wealth and higher wages and all this other fucking bullshit that Republicans always try and fucking peddle. So like, I don't like him because he's just a flat out fucking liar. I could excuse the bigotry and stuff if he had kept any of the fucking stuff, any of the promises he made about healthcare or being anti-interventionist or breaking up the banks or or not being fucking beholden to Wall Street and all this all of the shit that I would think that I think is fucking important. I would I could perhaps excuse the bigotry, but the fact is he's basically your typical Republican, just he's just more unhinged. But as far as Barack Obama, you have people, and it's not just Trump supporters, it's also people that supported fucking Hillary. They're like, oh, he's fucking doing this fucking refugee ban and or whatever, this fucking what do they call this shit, immigrant ban? I don't know, I remember what the fuck they call it. They're all upset about that, or the fact that he's got ICE agents basically running down people in cities and deporting them back to fucking Mexico or wherever. And it's like, okay, wait a minute, wait. You're upset at Trump for that, but you're just going to completely dismiss the fact that that Obama and when Hillary was fucking Secretary of State, you're just going to dismiss the fact that Obama's basically responsible for all of those fucking refugees, right? That his desire or his decision to expand the 2 illegal wars into 7 and thus create all of those fucking refugees. You're just going to excuse that, right? And you're just going to excuse the fact that Obama, he deported somewhere in the neighborhood of like 2 million to 3 million fucking people during his 8 years. I mean, he's deported more people than any fucking president that's ever fucking served. You're upset at Trump because he's going after illegal immigrants, and you're just going to excuse what fucking Obama did? So that, like, there are legitimate reasons to dislike Trump, and there are legitimate reasons to dislike Obama, but you can't dislike the things you can't dislike things about Trump that Obama's fucking guilty of doing, and Hillary Clinton as well. How did I end up fucking talking about this shit? I don't know. And most likely, since I now see that I've reached the hour point in my fucking podcast, which is also a sign that I should wrap it up, chances are you got another fucking advertisement. I apologize if you've become annoyed by this shit. Just again, I don't get to choose who fucking advertises. I don't even know how long the advertisements are going to be for. I don't even know if they've actually, if you've even heard any. I could be completely fucking imagining this shit. But, if you just got finished listening to a fucking advertisement, I apologize. I would prefer that they just allow me to do the reads. That way I can put my own spin on it. But until that happens, I that probably isn't going to happen until this podcast grows. And depending on whether or not you want to hear me fucking read advertisements, the podcast may not fucking grow at all. So who the fuck knows? But anyway, to finish my fucking thought and get the fuck out of here is, there are legitimate reasons to fucking hate Obama. The fact that he deported so many fucking people and broke up, tons of fucking families, that's a good reason. There's a good, the fact that he expanded the 2 wars in the 7, that's a good fucking reason. The fact that he bailed out the banks instead of the people that were hurt by those banks, that's also a legitimate fucking reason. The fact that, he had a Democratic supermajority during his first 2 years of being president, and he still, instead of giving us Medicare for all or single payer, he gave us basically Romney Care, which is, it was a healthcare system created by the Heritage fucking Family think tank, which is, a right-wing fucking think tank. The fact that he gave us that's also a very legitimate reason to fucking hate Obama. But if you really can't give like legitimate reasons for hating the guy, if it's just or if the reason that you hate him is for things that Trump are now doing, if you hate him but you're okay with Trump, then you don't hate Obama because of his policy. You hate him because he's black, and that fucking sucks. But at least you can be honest now. I don't know. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I feel like I've ran my yap a little too long. So, if you are still listening, if you didn't, immediately click fucking stop and move on to a different podcast, due to the fucking, the advertisements, I just want to say thank you. I don't say it often. A lot of the times I call you guys cunts and twats and whatever. But if you hung in this long, then thank you. And I don't know. We'll see how the advertisement thing goes. My guess is that there won't be advertising for much longer because I don't know. They just don't, for some reason we're still back in the fucking 1950s where if you say fuck or shit or any of the fucking taboo words that apparently are not to be fucking spoken, that I don't know, they feel like people are gonna freak out. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I will try my best to give you guys another podcast tomorrow, but if I don't, you'll definitely get another one from me next week on Tuesday. So, yeah. So if I talk to you tomorrow, then, I'll fucking talk to you tomorrow. But if I don't, I hope you've had a good week. It's almost the fucking weekend. And, I don't know. I'll talk to you again next week. So, yeah. Just like always, don't take any shit and go fuck yourself. Peace.